What the f*** are these jokers on? How are they even allowed to do this? It's f***ing criminal. No, this is not just another sexy sportsbook that doesn't want to pay out. This is a dirty, dirty operation. So MrPlay's filthy tactics go to a whole new level, as I'll explain and show you on screen in a moment. I took just over £357 from MrPlay in under 24 hours before they sent me packing. However, because I'm not a cop-out and I do pay out instantly, I'm giving away 500 quid cash on future YouTube uploads on this channel in the next month. To be in with a chance of winning, all you've got to do is be subscribed and leave a comment on this video after watching. If you're new to this channel, I talk about all things sports trading, beating the bookmakers and betting. This is a serious topic, as many of you have already commented on our Facebook page, so please, if you've had an experience like this with MrPlay or any other bookmaker, let us know in the comments down below so that other people are more aware. So first of all, who is MrPlay? They're your typical sportsbook casino operator online that uses insinuations of sex and winning large sums of money in order to suck in mug punters. Once you're through the door, they promptly bombard you with notifications and messages about casino games that they have that, quite frankly, you can't win on. Also, while simultaneously doing everything they can to avoid paying out if you should win. This video is a timeline of my experience as a MrPlay user who won some money and tried to withdraw it. My reason for creating this video is simple. Currently, MPs and various other figures are implying that gambling advertising should be banned. I firmly disagree with that. I think that really the government should just be holding these operators accountable for what they're actually doing, forcing them to offer the products that they advertise. And when they don't, they should be fined heavily, far more heavily than they currently are, with a portion of that going to problem gambling and a portion of it going to the customer that they messed around in the first place. For example, when a sportsbook blatantly withholds somebody's money or makes them wait a long period of time to get that money back in their account, just to be awkward, I think they should be fined every single day that they do it with, like I said, a small commission going to the person that they've been messing around in the process to compensate them for their time. So here's my story with MrPlay earlier this month. So the whole thing started on the 6th of July when I opened a MrPlay account and deposited £50. I placed a couple of bets which lost, and so I placed another £50, as you can see on screen. For each of these deposits I was charged a few extra quid. Now it's not exactly ideal, but it was only a few quid, but this is MrPlay's first little skim. One can only imagine how many times a day to how many people they're doing this. Anyway, I continued to place bets and the balance went back and forth a little bit, but I ended up to the tune of £357, one of the lowest amounts I've been gubbed for ever. But not the fastest. Better Bright still hold the record for the fastest. If you've watched other videos on this channel, you'll know how I managed to do that, and I'll explain more later. So come the 7th of July, day 2, I was stake restricted on my account. Now for anybody that doesn't know what that means, I wasn't allowed to place bets above a couple of quid, as you can see on screen. With that in mind, there's no point having 357 quid in the account because the maximum bet was just a couple of quid. So I decided to withdraw the money, which is where the real trouble started. The first thing that I noticed was MrPlay only permit users to withdraw money in whole pound figures. So you can't withdraw the pence portion of your balance. Apparently this is in their terms and conditions though, so that's okay. Now, you can't withdraw it, so you've just got to play it through, as their customer support told me, which is not ideal if that's not something that you want to do. Anyway, another shithead move from MrPlay, skimming you some more. So anyway, I withdrew the 357 quid on the 7th of July and placed the pence as a bet. Fortunately, it won, so I thought, hey, let's do it again. That also won. Now, by the following morning, I couldn't be bothered to play the game at such small stakes, so I thought I'll try and place a £3.32 on a larger price winner to see if it won and I could withdraw a sizable amount or not. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that because the state restriction wouldn't allow me, so I tried to withdraw the £3 instead. I just felt like I had to out of principle, if I'm honest. Oh, shock. Dirty tactic number 3. So MrPlay will only let you withdraw money if it's above £10. Again, covered by their terms and conditions. So I thought, sod it, who cares, it's only a few quid, but inevitably, times that by however many customers they have, that'll be ended up in MrPlay's pocket again. Another little dirty skim. So the following morning, I wake up to an email from MrPlay, as you can see on screen. All of a sudden, 2 days after the initial withdrawal, they need to process documents in order to verify my deposit method. That's the same deposit method that I use to put money into the account and they charge me a commission on twice. What the fuck are these jokers on? How are they even allowed to do this? It's fucking criminal. So furthermore, after submitting the documents that they requested and contacting their customer support chat, I was told that it was going to take 2 business days, 2 working days, for them to take a look at my documents and check that they were okay, where they'd then get back to me and process withdrawal, presuming everything was okay. They told me that once they process that withdrawal, it will take another further 3 to 5 business working days for the process to take place, whereby the money goes from their account into my account. Just remember, when I was depositing, it took seconds and they managed to take a fee for it. Now at this point, it's worth mentioning it didn't happen to me, but I know from a lot of you that have said on the Facebook page, it's not unusual for a lot of these kind of joker bookmakers to ask for proof of identity, proof of address, proof of your bank card, blocking out the numbers in the middle, holding it up next to your face to actually make sure it's you, all kinds of crazy stuff. Proof of income for the sake of depositing £50 or £100 into an account. It's ridiculous. A lot of these little companies are hiding behind their responsibilities for money laundering in order to avoid paying out a very, very ordinary customer that has actually just legitimately won some money using their product. It's so wrong. So anyway, on the 13th of July, I contacted their customer support. I contacted them to ask a few questions because there was 3 pertinent points to this to me. First of all, I can't place a bet with them because they won't allow it. Not beyond a few pence, a few quid tops. I can't withdraw less than £10, so I've got a balance of say £8, £9. I can't bet it, I can't withdraw it. What am I supposed to do with it? They won't let you withdraw whole numbers, so a portion of your balance is always going to be stuck in their account, and as the customer support rep told me, you have to just keep playing it through. And finally, why didn't they want to verify who I am and my deposit method and all that kind of jazz the moment I opened the account instead of after I'd beat them at their own game? And their answer was, terms and conditions cover this, you should play the remaining balance through at the stakes that you are allowed to bet. So they expected me to sit there on, £1 bets, £2 bets, 50p bets, constantly turning it over until either A, I won a large enough amount of money to withdraw, above £10, but not the pence factor, or B, blew the money with them. Or C, just left the money in the account for them to close it eventually and keep it. Is that ridiculous or what? I know this just isn't a bespoke case though, because it's happened to loads of you from all the comments on social media, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So please take 2 seconds just to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend if you feel like you need to, and leave a comment of your own experiences, be it with this dirty sportsbook or another. And if you want to understand how I beat those scumbags, check out this video in the end screen now about betting strategy. It's really quite simple when you understand the approach.